I think I just want to close off. I think there's a conversation that we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion. I think we are in our situation because we don't talk enough about politics, we don't talk enough about religion. I'm not saying you got to indoctrinate, I'm not saying you got to enforce or impose your religion on anyone else, but having that conversation in a good, tactful, friendly manner, in a loving, compassionate manner, I think we'll do great. And so actually, I kind of want to jump on that note real quick. I think I mentioned this maybe here or maybe I put it on Twitter or something or X that I think there are more Filipino Democrat politicians than there are Filipino Republicans. And so I think going forward, I think there should be a push and educate Filipino Americans that politics is viable for an option for Filipino conservatives, and I think we definitely need to put more Filipinos in that community, in that industry, so that we can show like, hey, it's not just Filipino Democrats that are out here doing anything. That there are Filipino conservatives that are doing it, and so
You know,
I go ahead.
what started it was during the tenure of John Kennedy in the 60s. I believe the Filipinos in the Philippines, Filipino Americans here in America, they became or have been more exposed to the Democrat Party during John F. Kennedy. That's what started it. Because John F. Kennedy, remember in Manila and even here, Filipino Americans here, the First Lady, Jackie Kennedy, because she was so popular among women all over the world. And I remember being, elementary kid, or I think all the way through high school, where they were always like talking about Kennedy. And I remember the story that I heard from my dad when John Kennedy was assassinated, and the entire building, big headlines in Manila newspapers, and my dad talked about it seriously. That's what started it for Filipinos to become very pro-democrat.
Yeah,
I think
I would.
Around the world, people fell in love with Kennedy. My parents were in Germany, West Germany, when Kennedy was shot, and all the Germans on the streets who knew who my parents were came up in tears, giving their condolences. And God forbid anything ever happens to Trump, and we won't let that happen. But the whole world would be in grief, because around the world, a little bit of the pressure is coming up, because when you've got a powerhouse like X putting free speech out there that people can grab even in Brazil and Australia, and so it's just exciting.
No, I just want to quickly get into that before we do our closings around the horn. And so I agree with that because, there's a lot of Filipinos who are actively in like nonprofits, especially those who are involved in like Filipino clubs, especially in California, right? A lot of them are products of Asian American studies, myself included. And so a lot of them are influenced by these nonprofits. A lot of them lean Democrat. And so they hear the conversation of running for office a lot more than Filipino conservatives. But now I think we can definitely shift that. Like Filipinos who are in the military, Filipinos who are entrepreneurs, business owners, skilled workers. I think a lot of them could translate their work into in politics if they so choose so. And so I think we definitely need to make that push in 2025 and forward. So with 8 minutes ago, let's go around the horn with the last comments. So I'll start off with Rachel. As we are going into the holiday season, I think it's good that we can say Merry Christmas, we can say Thanksgiving and all this stuff. So I think I just want to close off. I think there's a conversation that we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion. I think we are in our situation because we don't talk enough about politics, we don't talk enough about religion. I'm not saying you got to indoctrinate, I'm not saying you got to enforce or impose your religion on anyone else, but having that conversation in a good, tactful, friendly manner, in a loving, compassionate manner, I think we'll do great. And so when it comes to all of us obviously having all of these conservative values, I think if we keep on having that and showing that like, yo, this is the way to go instead of like what woke ideology is self-destructive, I think we'll do great into 2025 and thereon. So with that, thank you for watching Open Forum. You can follow us at openforumchannel.com. You can check out all of us on Facebook, on X. And thank you, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. See you in the next episode. And
let's do jazz hands like Tim Walz.
Yeah, jazz hands like Tim Walz. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, from all of us to yours.